All right, number 4. We have negative 2x squared minus 2x plus 3. And I'm going to set this equal to 0. First step, I'm going to go ahead and subtract and move the 3 over. Plus blank spot equals negative 3 plus blank. I'm going to add something in. Again, we have a number other than 1 out front, so we need to divide or factor out a negative 2. Dividing by negative 2, that will become a positive 1. Positive 1x. Normally we don't write the 1, but I'm just showing it for here. And then plus blank. I'm going to be adding something here. Equals negative 3 plus blank. Alright, so what is it that we need to add? Take this number, divide by 2, and square it. Alright, so off to the side, the number we have is 1 divided by 2, 1, 2 squared. Alright, so 1/2 squared, I can't simplify that. I'm just going to leave it like that. So 1/2 squared. That's what I'm adding here. Now, if we actually do 1/2 squared, that will give us 1/4. Before I decide to put that there, we have this constant out front. I need to multiply by negative 2. And that will give us a negative 1/2. So on the other side, I'm actually adding a negative 1/2. Alright, so now we're going to factor the left side, negative 2. Parentheses here, the 2 terms with the square, positive 1/2 squared equals negative 3/2. Sorry, negative 3 minus 1/2 is negative 3.5. If we make that into a decimal, that will give us negative 7 over 2. So I'm just kind of doing the math mentally. Between 3 and 1/2. So this is just side work. Common denominator times 2. And that gave me 6. And the denominators are the same, so 6 and 1 gives us 7. And then we're negative. So this is what we end up with. And then final step, bringing it all together, f of x equals a negative 2 x plus 1/2 squared, and then we're going to add that over, so it'll be plus 7 over 2. So now we're going to answer these questions. Vertex, axis of symmetry, minimum or maximum in the value, and we're going to graph it. So we're going to start out with the vertex, which is going to be the opposite of the x value, so negative 1/2 and positive 7 over 2. The axis of symmetry is x equals the x-coordinate, which is a negative 1/2. This is negative, means the parabola opens downward, giving you a maximum. So we have a max this time, and the max is the y-coordinate here, 7 over 2. And then we need a second point, so we can graph it. I'm just going to put 0, just find the y-intercept. Which we can see that from the original equation. It might be easier just to go back to your original equation. If you plug in 0, that goes away. 0, that goes away, you're left with 3. But just for sake of argument, I want you to be able to see it this way as well. So if I plug in a 0 here, so that is negative 2 times 0 plus 1/2 squared plus 7 over 2. Alright, so 1/2 squared is 1/4. Negative 2 times 1/4 This is going to give, and plus 7 over 2. So when I combine these, this gives us a negative 1/2. And I'm off the screen. Sorry, I didn't realize all that. So I wrote the original function down, plugged in 0. 1/2 squared is 1/4. Bring everything else down. Times 2, times negative 2, that is negative 1/2 plus 7 over 2. And that gives you 6 over 2, which is 3. And that's the same thing that you would get just by plugging it into the original equation in standard form. Okay, so all of this information right here is what we need and what we're going to plug in. So vertex, this time we have fractions. Negative 1 divided by 2. And then 7 divided by 2. Axis of symmetry, x equals negative 1/2. We had a maximum this time. The maximum value was the y coordinate, which was 7 divided by 2. And then we want to graph it. So the vertex is negative 1/2 and 7 over 2, which adds a decimal. So you want to convert these to decimals because that's what you're going to see on the graph. Negative 1/2 is negative 0.5, and 7 over 2 is 3.5. Okay. You can just convert those with a calculator, but you're going to have to do them in decimal format here. So parabola, negative 1/2, and then positive 3.5. Last time I went down and did the wrong thing. Negative 1/2, positive 3.5. Okay, there we go. And then the second point we got was 0, 3. Okay, this ordered pair here. So we're going to go over to 0. I'm going to